One of the things that I learned when I first started using messenger bots is that there are several different ways to do one thing. Several different ways. Sometimes that can be confusing. You don't know which one to go. You don't know the differences. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys what the difference is between using the quick reply button and using the regular button inside of Manychat. Hey, what's up you guys? Alright, so we are inside of Manychat. The very first thing that we are going to want to do is head down to our flows section. I've already created 2 flows for this video. So one flow is going to be for the quick reply, and then other flow is going to be for the standard button. Okay, it doesn't really have a name for the other button. We're just gonna call it the standard button. All right, so this is the quick reply option. This is going to be my quick reply flow. Okay, and I'm going to demonstrate as well to kind of show you what the differences between the two. All right, so this is the quick reply option, and then this is the standard button, we'll call it. Both have similar functions. One has some pros and some cons. All right, so we're going to go ahead and select the quick reply button. All right, so I'm going to be asking the user as they come into this flow, I'm going to be asking them a question. All right, that's when you're going to want to, for the most part, want to add a button or a quick reply option. So we were asking, hey, thank you for your interest. Are you currently a client? All right, so for this one, we're going to be doing the quick reply option. We're going to go ahead and say yes for this one, and we're going to say no for this one right here. All right, so now when they select yes and no, then we want to have those responses. All right, so if that person selects yes, we can just select the next message, and the next message after they select the option yes, we're just going to add a delay there. We'll say, awesome, how has your experience been? Just kind of making something up as I go, not really the most likely scenario, but we're just going to do that. All right, so if they select yes, they're going to get this next message. All right, and then on the no part, so we're going to select no. If they select no, we're going to add a delay there. We'll say, no worries, would you be interested in our services? All right, so the difference here is that, and you know what, I'm actually just gonna set that up right there, and then we'll demonstrate once we get the standard button set up. All right, so we can just go ahead and publish that. That will be a functional flow. We'll go back to our flow section, and now we'll select the standard button. All right, so this is going to be the second option, and afterwards, once we demonstrate, I'll explain what the differences are and why you may want to use one over the other. Okay, so we're going to use the button now. Okay, this is the standard button. All right, so we can do the same thing. We can have 2 different options. All right, this one's going to say yes, and then this one's going to say no. All right, so same thing. We're gonna do. Actually, I'm just gonna keep it the same so you don't get confused. So we're gonna do that way. All right, we're gonna add a delay there. When we said yes, we said, awesome, how has your experience been? And then on the no part, oops, the reason I'm just trying to keep it the same so that you don't get confused, because there are different ways to create the next step. You can grab the little bubble there and then select over here and then select your option, but we're gonna keep it the same. So now we said send message. All right, add a delay here, and now we are going to say no worries. We're gonna keep this message the same. All right, so as the other flow, no worries, would you be interested in our services? All right, so now we have the exact same messages on both flows. Okay, remember on the other one we used the quick reply option, and on this one we use the standard button. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and demonstrate. So I'm gonna open up a new tab over here and head over to Messenger. All right, so now here we are. Actually, Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and preview the first option. And I'm going to block that. All right, so hey, thank you for your interest. Are you currently a client? All right, so notice how this one, this is the quick reply option, all right, or the quick reply route. Notice that there are bubbles here, okay? When you select the bubble, the other option is going to go away. It's not going to be there anymore, all right? So that's kind of one of the pros with using the quick reply option, is that the person or the user isn't able to select the other option. So if I select yes, I can't go back and select no, all right? So let's just go ahead and move on with that. Let's say, hey, thank you for your interest. Are you currently a client? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. And now the other option disappears. You can't see the no option anymore. So now it says yes, and then we move on to our next message, which was, awesome, how has your experience been? All right, so now the difference, I'm gonna go ahead and preview the other one with the standard button. All right, so now we get it this way. All right, so hey, thank you for your interest. Are you currently a client? All right. Now you have the two options, same thing, okay? If we select yes, I'm gonna get the same message. If I select no, I'm gonna get a different message, which was, are you interested in our services? So this is where sometimes it gets tricky when people are going through your flow. They're gonna want to, and this has happened before, they're gonna select no, and then they're gonna go back and say yes, and now it's just thrown off everything. Yes, you can set conditions in place so that if the person says no, you'll set a condition that if the user meets no and they select yes, you can block it off so that it doesn't send them the next message, and it'll say something like, we noticed you are already a current client, something along the lines of that. Okay, you can select those conditions, but to me that's just a little bit too much extra work. It's always best for questions like this, you want to just go ahead and use the quick reply option, so that if you feel like the user is going to go back and select the other option just out of curiosity, or they want to play around with the messaging flow, I would advise you use the quick reply option. So let's just go ahead and demonstrate here. If I say no, I can go back, and now let's wait for this next message. No worries, I can still go back and now select yes. Okay, so now this has completely thrown off your flow. You don't know if this person is a client or not. And now if you have tags in place or custom fields in place, it's gonna throw it off, and it's not going to function. If you have an extensive flow throughout the rest of this process, it's gonna throw it off, and it's not gonna be accurate. So that is the difference between using the quick reply option and the standard button here inside of Manychat. All right, so there it is, you guys. Very simple, not too difficult to understand. Just recognize the differences between using the quick reply button and the standard button inside of Manychat. Use them wisely according to what you want that person to do. Always have that forward-thinking mentality of when somebody goes through that flow, kind of, identify what those possible issues might be, and then act accordingly to that. Okay, so if you feel like somebody is going to click that button multiple times, then maybe it might be best to use a quick reply button. If you don't want them to go different routes, say you have a button that says yes and no, and you want that person to only go one route, and you don't want that person to come back and click yes, and then or click yes first and then come back later and click no just to see what the different options are going to provide, then use the quick reply button. All right, so there it is, you guys. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next time.